Dear students, in this video we can learn how to write expressions in Python. So first question is write an expression to assign a value 10 to a variable. That we know. Just write a equal to 10. That means a refers to the value 10. Suppose the question is like this. Write an expression to assign a value to a variable. Just like this. A value to a variable. If the question is like this, they didn't mention the value. We can take the value as x. So we can write like this, a equal to x. So this is the answer. When we are writing an expression, always keep this point in your mind that if you want to store a value or if you want to input a number to the computer, we need the help of a variable. The variable can be a, b, c, x, y, z. Any variable we can take. That's it. Now next, write an expression to assign values 10 and 20 to two variables. That means I want to assign the value 10 and 20 to two variables. You can take the two variables as x and y, x comma y equal to 10 comma 20. Next, write an expression to assign a single value to multiple variables. So I want to assign a value 10 and assume that a is having the value as 10 here. So the name of the variable referring to 10 is a. So I want to assign a to two variables. So I can write like this, x comma y equal to a. Next question, write an expression to find the largest of two numbers. So I am writing two numbers 9 and 8. I want to find which number is the largest one. For that I can use the greater than sign. It is a relational operator. So this is the expression. Now, in order to refer the value a, I can take the variable a. In order to refer the value 9, in order to refer the value 9, I can take a variable a, and in order to refer the value 8, I can take a variable b. So we can write the condition now. It is easy to write. A is greater than b. This is the answer. Next, write an expression to check whether the input number is positive. Write an expression to check whether the input number is positive. We know all the numbers greater than 0 is positive and less than 0 is negative. So we have to input a number means we can take a variable a. To the variable a we can input the number. And how we will write the condition. For example, I have input the value 9. So a refers to the value 9. So when we write like this, when 9 is greater than 0, that means it is a positive number. So how we will write the expression? A is greater than 0. That's it. Next question. Write an expression to check whether the input number is even or not. We know 2, 4, 6, 8 and 12, these are the even numbers. Now, we can write an expression for that. How we will write? For example, I have input the number 4. Now 4 is an even number. That means when 4 is divided by 2, we want to get the remainder as 0. Or when 4 is divided by 2, the remainder should be equal to 0. So in order to get the remainder, we have modulo sign, and in order to check whether the number is equal to 0 in relational operators, the equal to sign is this one, equal to 0. So if this is true, that means when 4 is divided by 2, the remainder is 0. That is correct. So 0 is equal to 0. That means 4 is an even number. In order to input the number 4, I can take a variable a. Then it is easy to write the expression. See here, when a is divided by 2, it should be equal to 0. So the answer is a mod 2 equal to 0. Suppose I want to check whether the input number is odd. Odd means when a number is divided by 2, the remainder is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 means there is a symbol not equal to in relational operator. So we can write like this. When 4, not 4, we can take a variable 7. When 7 is divided by 2, the remainder is not equal to 0. In order to input the number 7, I can take a variable a. So we can write like this. A mod 2 is not equal to 0 means it is an odd number. In the same way, if a is less than 0, that means it is a negative number. Next, write an expression to assign a value a to the variable grade. That means I want to assign the value a. It is a string. So we'll write grade equal to a. Next question. Write an expression to check whether the input number is divisible by 7. In order to input a number, we can take a variable. We can take any variable. Here I am taking it as x. Now, in order to check the divisibility of a number, in maths we have learned when a number is divided by 7, the remainder should be 0, then it is divisible by 7. Or when a number is divided by 5 and the remainder is 0, it is divisible by 5 or it is a multiple of 5. Like that way we'll say. So we can assume that x is the number. When x is divided by 7, the remainder should be equal to 0. Then that number is divisible by 7. Or when x is divided by 8 and the remainder should be equal to 0, then it is divisible by 8. Now here I have used the modulo sign in order to get the remainder. So the expression will be like this: x mod 7 equal to 0. Next, I want to check whether the number is not divisible by 7. I want to check whether the number is not divisible by 7. Not divisible by 7 means when a number is divided by 7, the remainder should not be equal to 0. It should not be equal to 0 means we have a symbol in relational operator that is not equal to. So the answer will be like this: when a number is divided by 7, the remainder should not be equal to 0. So we'll get, or we can check whether the number is not divisible by 7. Now next question is, write an expression to check whether the number ends with 8. Now see here, 458 is the number I have entered. Now I want to check whether 458 is divisible by, it is ends with 8 or not. For that I can divide it by 10. Then we'll get 40, 58, 5, 50. Now see the remainder. When a number divided by 10 and we get the remainder as 8, that means that number ends with 8. For example, 256, it is divided by 10. Then we'll get the remainder as 6. That means the number ends with 6. So in order to check the end digit of a number, we can divide that number by 10 and find the remainder. Now see here, the number I have input is 458. In order to input the number, I need the help of a variable. I'm taking it as x. Now right here, when x is divided by 10, the remainder should be equal to 8. So when x is divided by 10, that means x mod 10, then the remainder should be remainder should be equal to 8 means it ends with 8. For example, the value of x is 256. Then we can divide it by 10 and the remainder is not equal to 6. That means we are getting 6 equal to 8. The condition is false. So that number is not ends with 8. Next question. Write an expression to check whether the input number is a 2-digit number or not. That means we know the 2-digit numbers are from 10 to 99, including 10 and 99. So here we can input a number. The number is x. That means x refers to a value 9. Just assume okay. Now 9 is in this range 10 and 99? No. So it is not a 2-digit number. Now in order to understand that, we can write like this. Where 9 should be, the input number is 9. The 9 should be greater than or equal to 10. And the 9 should be less than or equal to 99. Then only we can say that 9 is a 2-digit number. Either 9 should be equal to 10. No, it is not equal to 10. Then we are checking whether 9 is greater than 10. No. So we are checking 9 is less than or equal to 9. No. So it is not a 2-digit number. Or the number is 89. Now see here, 89 is greater than 10. and it is less than 99. That means 89 is less than or equal to 99. That means it is a two-digit number. So in order to refer 89, we have taken a variable x. Now it is easy to write the expression. X should be greater than or equal to 10 and x should be less than or equal to 99. So this is the expression. X should be greater than or equal to 10 and x should be less than or equal to 99. We have a tendency to write like this. X should be greater than or equal to 10 and less than or equal to 99. This is wrong. On both sides we have to use the variable. Next question. Write an expression to check whether the input number is a digit. Digit starts from 0 to 9. Suppose I am inputting the number 22. 22 is between 0 to 9? No. Suppose I am inputting the number 6 with the help of a variable a. So we'll check whether 6 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, of course, 0. It is not 0 and it is greater than 0. And we will check whether it is less than or equal to 9. 6 is less than or equal to 9. Yes, if both the conditions are true, it is a digit. So in order to write the expression, instead of 6, we can write a. So a is greater than or equal to 0 and a should be less than or equal to 9. Then it is a digit. Next, write an expression to check whether the value is an uppercase. We know the uppercase letters means capital letters A to Z. Now we are inputting the value. We can take it as X. Again we can write, if I am inputting the letter D and we are checking D is an uppercase letter or not. That means D should be greater than or equal to A, and A means it is letter, so it should be enclosed in single quotes. Okay, it is a string, and D should be less than or equal to capital letter Z. If the condition is true, it is an uppercase letter, otherwise it is a lowercase letter. Now see here, D, it is not a uppercase letter. Now X refers to the value D. Instead of D we can write X. X is greater than or equal to A and X is less than or equal to Z. This is the answer. So we can write the expression like this. X is greater than or equal to A and X should be less than or equal to Z. That is the uppercase letter. In order to check the lowercase, we can write like this. X should be greater than or equal to small letter a and X should be less than or equal to small letter Z. In this way, we can write the expression. Next question. Write an expression to check whether the input value is divisible by 10 and ends with 4. Both the condition we have to check, or both the expressions we have to write and check. Divisible by 10, we know. For example, if we input a number 8, we know how to check the divisibility. It should be divided by 10, then the remainder should be equal to 0. In order to check whether the number ends with 4, the number 8 is divided by 10 and the remainder should be equal to 4. This is the condition. In order to input the value 8, we can take the variable as 8. So it is easy to write the expression a mod 10 equal to 0. Here they asked to check both the conditions and. So we can write and here. We know the logical operator and. It is used to combine the two expressions a mod 10 equal to 0 and 8 mod 10 equal to 4. Instead of 8, what we will write? We will write a here. Then write an expression to check whether the input value is a multiple of 6 or 7. That means we have to check whether the number is a multiple of 6 or 7, means whether it is divisible by 6 or 7. So we know how to check the divisibility. That means we can take the variable a to input the value. So when a is divided by 6, the remainder should be equal to 0. Or they have given the condition, or we have to check either it is multiple by 6 or 7. So we can write or here. Then we can write a mod 7 equal to 0. In this way, we can write expressions in Python.